This is Lucy Fox from Lucy Fox Arts. Welcome to the Fox Den. Today, I want to show you this set of pencils. It's the Artisto color pencils. This is the non-watercolor version. And it comes in this pretty purple bluish box. This art clearly is not made with color pencils. It looks AI to me. It's pretty, but it's AI. And I think that's sad because people could be using like real images. It comes in some order. It's mostly okay, the order, but I always arrange mine in my own order anyway because I found this a bit weird, this whole thing. It comes in 3 trays. This tray is surprisingly sturdy. It's very thick. I think it's even thicker than the Derwent trays. That was very impressive. I keep mine in a case like this. And the thing is, there's so much good about this set of color pencils, but also a lot of bad. Let's start with the color selection. A decent amount of yellows, oranges and orangish browns, okay amount of reds, a very meager array of pinks and purples, not enough transitions between the purples, as you can see here. It goes bluish very fast. The pink as well, we don't have any pinks that are, I don't know, none of them do a good enough blend. And all of these peaches are very orange-ish. All of these pinks are very orange-ish, so I don't feel they would be on the... Even the coral pink is not really that pinkish. And, for example, for skin tones, it would be severely lacking, especially if you want to do a more bronzed or darker tone, although the browns are well served most of the time. So do the grays and dark purples, like this dark chocolate. It's very purple-ish. So I think it would be really good for shadowing dark skin. I love to put purple on shadows and dark skin. So maybe that would be a good idea. And it's severely lacking cool purplish blues. There's one color only, and I could not find a decent gradient for this because this is too purplish to match the purplish blue that it comes with. So I usually would arrange my colors as in light yellow. Sometimes I put the peachy color, corally colors alongside the yellows and beiges, depending on what kind of shade there is. Especially if I don't feel like they would transition very well into the orange that there are. And since there are only 2, none of them would transition very well. The peach into the orange red does transition okay, but not with the orange per se. It's a very yellow orange. Typically, I would arrange it like this. Yellows, oranges, dark oranges, like this rusty red here, which is brownish, but it leans very oranges, so I put it here. Reds, and then dark reds like burgundies. This is a mahogany red. I would do that. Here there's a burgundy. I would go towards pinks. And then lilacs, purples, magentas. And then purples and violets. And I would go to purplish blues. But these blues, this is Irish blue. This is Persian blue. And the Persian blue reminds me a little bit of ultramarine light or mid ultramarine. But it's not warm enough to make a decent transition. It's not cool enough, sorry. And I couldn't find a decent gradient, so I had to change it up. Usually I would go from purples to blues, but here, because some browns are very purplish, I ended up transitioning towards this very grayish lilac-y tone towards this pinkish gray and these purplish browns because they're all lean purple, and then goes towards more reddish and then neutral browns, grayish browns, and then warm grays here. Even this iron gray has a bit of bluish purplish tone into it, undertone I mean. And then I went to more warm grays, white, and then cool grays. There are two types of black. This is a very dark gray, almost black, with a bluish undertone. And then I went to the blues because they're very cool blues. In camera, this is looking a little warm, a little, did I say cool again? Sorry. These are very greenish blues. And even this one in camera is looking a bit purplish than it is. This looks like an indigo sort of, or denim, and it goes very greenish from here on. And here with the greens as well, I found a significant lack of cool blues, purplish blues, and yellow greens. There's only these two and this pistachio here, but it's very vibrant. I wish there was a mid-tone in between those and a very dark version of these. Because the darkest green there is this forest green, and is a very blue green. So I really wish there was more greens. This is supposed to be metallic. It's called moosewood, kind of copperish, but I don't see any shine, so I put it here because it looks like a green gold kind of color. So I felt it would be a good fit. But it became a very weird color order because there are a lot of gaps in this set, and this is its downfall, to be honest. I love the feeling. It's extremely soft. I think right now, of all the budget pencils, this one, I think it takes the lead in softness, but the lack of pinks, purples, and greens, for example, if you like to color Johanna Basford, flowers, greenery, this is going to be lacking. This is going to be really lacking. You can make do, you can mix colors and stuff, but coloring pages with color pencils is already very time consuming. If you have to mix the colors, depending of how large the area is in the page, it would be very frustrating, I'm sure. There are some interesting colors like this shiitake. It's a very light cream. It's a muted cream, not so bright. I like it very much. It would be interesting for shadows too. For skin tones, it's okay, but also not great. And I know this is a 72 color set, so it will be limited, but the way they distributed the colors, I mean, this bumblebee yellow is pretty good, but this yellow ochre is not, first of all, it's not an ochre, and is really not that different. And the camera is looking much different than it is, but it's quite identical almost. And the same here, these reds. I wish there was, this scarlet red was a bit more vermilion-like, leaning towards orange, and I wish they had a true red, but none of them are true reds. This scarlet red is supposed to be a true red, I believe, but it's not. It's too pinkish, and so is crimson red, and so is imperial red. This imperial red could pass as a true red, but it leans a bit pinkish as well, so no true red. You see, there's a lot of gaps in this color selection, but the feel of these pencils are amazing. I swear, I felt like I was using, I don't want to say Prismacolors, but I felt like I was using Holbeins or Color Softs from Derwent, because they are very soft and they work so well in smooth papers and texture papers. It's really a jack of all trades in terms of composition and feel. It's thick. It has 7 point something millimeters. I don't remember by heart right now, but it's the same size as a Polychromos, and it's 3.8 millimeter core. It's very thick. It's very good to hold. In fact, the feeling of holding this, because it's hexagonal barrel, it reminds me a lot of Albrecht Dürer, despite not being watercolor, this one. Because the hexagonal and thick barrel, it's the same feelings. It's slightly lighter, but not too much, really. What else? I really wish they had focused better on color selection. I even emailed the company to ask if they had any plans of releasing a 120 set and revise the color selection, because so far it's one of the best budget pencils I ever tried. For example, one of my favorites is the Nione pencils, and Niones don't work so well in certain papers. This one, I have not met a paper this one cannot handle yet. I colored on regular printer paper, I colored on Nina Bristol Vellum, I colored on Spring Hill Bristol Vellum, on Johanna Basford books, and it was incredible, really. I have the drawings right here. Just give me 1 second, I'm gonna get them. There's this one. I separated a page here that has tiny little houses. And this illustration right here, I did entirely with Artisto pencils. It handled very well. This is smooth paper. This is the American edition, so it's slightly thicker than the UK one, but it's rather smooth. And this here, let me see if I can, how can I put this? Give me 1 second. I need to push my mic. Yeah, look. This right here, this is Nina Bristol Vellum, so it's slightly toothier. It took quite a while to fill the tooth of the paper. So it eats away the pencil, right? So because these are not, you can't buy them open stock, I would probably stick to smoother paper, but they both felt really good in coloring. It felt soft, smooth. It didn't tire my hand. I have arthritis, so my hands are more sensitive than most. I didn't have to press too hard. It was amazing, really. I even used a blender, I think it was Koh-i-Noor blender, and I think it was just here to test it out in this lump of smoke. And this also worked pretty well. These are illustrations by Rada Prince, aka Rayhan Udaichi. She has 1 or 2 books published by her name, Rayhan Udaichi, and on Etsy you can find her as Rada Prince. I absolutely love her line art, her style, and because she had a page with only houses, and so did Johanna Basford, I decided it would be a good way to compare many of my budget pencils. So this is amazing. I mean, the feeling is, oh God, I love the experience. I mean, does it bring joy? Heck yeah, it does. I cannot state enough that this is a very soft pencil. Everybody says Black Widows are soft. Well, these are softer. And I love these pencils. But it does break my heart to say that their color selection isn't great. It is limited. And I felt while coloring sometimes wanting to reach for other pencils just to complement the color selection a little bit. For example, for a moment there, I was doing bricks and I wanted a really light orange. I ended up making do with this peach blossom. And later on with, I think it was light goldenrod. I have the footage of me coloring that image. I will attach to this video. And I love the experience, but I did miss many colors. So in the end, can I recommend this? Yes, I can. If you know your way around a little bit the basics of color theory, you can definitely make do. But also, the fact that it's 72, despite it being one of the things I dislike the most about this set, it is a very compact way to carry it. You can grab this set and, I don't know, like you want to go somewhere like a park or something in color, you can do it without too much hassle, especially if you have a tiny case like this. I can recommend this for this, but I think it's very important to be aware that the color selection is not great, but the feel of the pencils for a budget pencil, it's divine. I love it. This is it for this review. I will post the video of me coloring this. Thank you for your company. I wish you a wonderful evening and see you in the next one. Bye.